progress there. Counterculture. That's Super Cosmos. I'm doing some work with that guy there, Dr. Jack Zapata. And, he's here actually, in a Leperhall crossing. Oh, yeah. So he's in Ireland. That's him. Yeah. He's the leading quantum physicist, you know. Leading theoretical physicist. Wonderful. Yeah. And he's rather like Charles Fort. He's an outsider to the main scientific establishment. So we change your book titles over time, and that's what we can.
That's what I need, isn't it?
Yeah, can we get Naylor in here because she looks good. Yeah.
What is it, you're hanging around Colin Bennett's house?
No. Cyberhog. I got that from Gifford Shelton. I hope he doesn't mind.
What is this site then? What is it? What's the purpose it serves?
Of the of Cyberhog.
No, it's Combat Diaries, because David's not mentioned this before.
Oh well, it's
you
mentioned. Yeah, it's a website. It's about contemporary events, you know, and about humour and flying saucers and all kinds of things there. Look, there's the list of things that you get there. This is the dream life of prototypes. This is not on the web at the moment. It's because it's the new one that's coming on, and when it's actually on the web, you press the chapters and the article comes up.
Yeah.
See? And so you've got Attack on the Pentagon with photographs, an ethnic bomb about how to kill only white people or black people. Awful concept, could be designed, and English Book of the Dead. That's a book about skeptics. Discussion about Jack Sarfati, this picture you can see there. And there's a Roswell timeline, and that's an analysis of the events at Roswell. There was said to be an alien saucer crashed at Roswell, and in 1947. This is a very interesting article about the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, and UFOs. They investigate them, and then they cover up things, and they take away evidence. It's all very strange and very interesting. And then a rape in cyberspace. This is about a game system in which there are certain rules, but certain people, sort of do exactly what is implied there, with the resulting psychological effect. There's no physics they got raped in the physical world, and that's another sort of Canadian UFO reports. And that's what the Combat Diaries is about, really. And it's about reviews of books, modern discussions, about interesting things. We get to 1,000 hits a day, and include stuff as it comes up. So I should be.
People subscribe.
No. It's completely free. Everything. There's no money involved at all. No, not a single penny. So you do this, and books there. You do it for completely for your own satisfaction, really.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing. It's enabled by the technology. I mean, it's getting the rat race, and A earns more money than B. Just getting all that nonsense. There isn't any. It's all about information and imagery, rather than money. People tell me I can get a penny a click, but I've been quiet about it. But no one appears to have any knowledge about that. About a penny.
No, yeah.
Penny a click. It also a penny a click. I haven't come across anything like it. And you can build it. I mean, it's an interesting thing creatively. You write something, and you can pick out, you can illustrate it. To actually get that printed by offset litho, forget it. It's thousands of pounds. Full colour. It's very difficult, expensive, and because the offset litho would charge you a fortune for all the separations, and so on. And so I'm afraid, as lovely and beautiful as this is, you know, it's in a bit of a dicey situation at the moment, you know. Whereas I can take this and I can illustrate what I'm doing with something from here. Acknowledged or unacknowledged, if we're praising, you know, if you've written something for the New York Times and I can't find you. So it's a wonderful creative exercise. What we've got here in this whole system is something 10 times more inconceivable as the first railways. I'm telling you. You could sit here, and this is a full colour magazine if it were printed out about 80 pages with 200 JPEGs in it. But it's cost me nothing. To launch a magazine like that, you'd have to have 2, 3 big corporations behind you, and you wouldn't make any money. You don't make much. And all that palaver, the distribution, and it's not cost me a penny, apart from the cost of the computer. Yeah. So you've got a new kind of society here. You've got a new framework of operations. You know, it's not just a pretty typewriter anymore. It was a typewriter at first, but with this new chips.
So, how often do you put all this new stuff up? Is it once?
Yes, terrific. So
Have you written for this?
What could be better?
Not directly.
No. We put
The cat's in the window there if you want to.
Come on, kitty. Yeah, that's it.
I have to. So, do you want to?
Yeah, if you could just like pick some out and then
Okay, right. Yeah.
I'm rolling. Then we'll have a little
Okay,
close up.
Fine. Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm interested in. Okay, we're rolling. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I collect books on old technology. Particularly, I'm interested in tracing the roots back, because they tend to disappear with the chip. You know, industrial and social processes tend to disappear within high technology, and I'm interested in the history of technology in the electrical area rather than anything else, in order to try and retrace who we were, if you understand, rather, because names and addresses have disappeared into the chip.
Yeah.
Here's a book that.
Well, if we dig a few out and then we come into the light area, and if we can flick through them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I just move that and that slightly, if you could just talk us through some of these books, what they discuss,
Yes.
just briefly.
Yes, right.
But just, we've got some nice shots where we want.
Yeah.
Just there we go. And action.
Okay, this is a new book of Charles Fort's that's just come out. It's called New Lands. It's an edition, modern edition of his book. He wrote that was published in the 1920s. It's got a blurb by myself on the back there. It's the entertainment one. I had this novel published about 8 years ago. It was about entertainment. It's a comic novel about entertainment taking over every single thing you can think of.
Yeah.
Instead of the scientists and the engineers, you have the star, who is the governor of the universe.
Yeah.
This is my first novel.
As in you Arnold Schwarzenegger, is that what you mean?
Yes,
okay.
He would be straight out of
Yeah,
that. But this is
absolutely.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
I prophesied this 8 years ago. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, of course, Reagan was the first one, I suppose.
Yeah.
And but Schwarzenegger is a much younger man.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a novel called The Infantryman's Fear of Open Country. It was published by Fourth Estate in London, and it was about an SAS man, SAS officer coming out of the army and having difficulties with civilian life. I don't deal with the SAS bit of it. I deal with a guy who's got a military outlook to life, meeting certain problems in the affluent society that he
Okay.
didn't meet in the tougher
Yeah.
outfit. And
You can
so,
click through a few pages. Just this.
yes.
Let me get some shots. That's nice. Just get a shot of you. Okay, a couple more. Excellent. Any more there?
Yes,
Looking
there's
for Hawthorne.
and this is a book about George Adamski, the flying saucer visionary of the 1950s, and he was much abused for saying that he had photographed a flying saucer and one of its occupants, and he wrote a book called The Flying Saucers. Flying Saucers Have Landed, yes. With a man called Leslie, and it was a bestseller, and he toured the world and showed people his UFO photographs. And
Do you have any pictures of them in there?
not in here, because they were very annoyed with us about this book, and they wouldn't let us have the pictures.
Or are they not?
No, because I said.
Stargirl's name came up a couple of times.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I'm Stargirl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's said that, you know, that Scargill is not much of a figure. You know, it's the old working class, and he, as such, he's an incredible mythological representative. But it's rather like this is not the Scargill here. It's not putting him down. It's seeing him as Britain, part of Britain, that's gone, I'm afraid. You know, maybe it shouldn't have gone, but it did go, you know. And Arthur was an old communist, and he didn't adapt, you know, to modern conditions. And I mean, that's a terrific figure of Shakespeare. That's not well, and very, very communist. Lenses a Catholic, Arthur was a puritanical, old-fashioned atheist communist, you know. Well, if you dig your feet in that deep, you know, you eventually, as society changes, you know, you get pushed aside.
filming all your old electronic equipment.
Oh yes, yeah.
Definitely looks good.
Yeah. Very interesting stuff. Some I built myself. Yeah.
I like the electronic playground. I don't know what that is, but it just sounds like fun.
Oh yeah. It's just yes.
For every kid.
Yeah, it's just kids. Yes. Yeah. It's a plug in and
Yeah.
plug things in. Yeah.
Boxing gloves.
Yes, that's it. Thanks.
Hey, he's got modern primitives.
So I need money from somewhere, to do it, and it's going to be an 18-month job. And I'm pursuing inquiries in this direction, through big agent, Peter Meyer, Mayor rather, not Meyer. Mustn't say Meyer, Mayor, and that's the state of affairs at the moment. If he can't get me some money, it won't happen. But so there we are. Really. It could be.